Earlier today, Senator Cassidy hosted a rural community funding summit. Jasmine Bingham was there and heard how communities can apply for federal help.
Today, I spoke to Senator Bill Cassidy about the criteria for infrastructure bill funding and how it is distributed throughout rural areas in Louisiana.
Grant funding available to do some different types of initiatives for you.
Fantastic. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Officials from the Twin Cities, Richwood, Morehouse Parish, and others were in attendance, as well as departments such as Homeland Security, Delta Regional Authority, and more. Senator Cassidy says funding is distributed on a state-by-state basis.
It's more on a state-by-state basis. So Louisiana did very well. We got $5.9 billion for roads and bridges. I'm told that's third most on a per capita basis than any state in the nation.
So far, he says more than $9.1 million have been distributed to Louisiana for projects through the bill. He says funding is not restricted to heavily populated areas. Caldwell Parish and Madison Parish have received millions in funding.
Now, the state helps split up that money. The federal government gives it to the state, and the state splits it up. There are some programs the community can apply for directly. This is constructed so that your community, however big, however small, is going to be able to access these dollars.
Instead of having to pay $250,000, maybe you're only paying $50,000. You got a chance now, and so that just opens up so many more opportunities.
Kay King, CEO of Economic Development in Bastrop, says through the summit they were able to hear more on how funds benefit economic development.
In the Louisiana Technical Assistance Program that she is over, that we have that funding where we're at to make some of the match and some of the preliminary work.
Senator Cassidy says anyone with questions about funding and how to apply can reach out to his office or visit his website. Reporting in Monroe, I'm Jasmine Bingham, KNOE 8 News.